and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into something that is so fundamental to teaching, but, we often overlook it. It's the art of the question. We're going to explore how mastering this one single skill can totally change the game in your classroom.
So let me just start by asking you a question. Seriously, think about it for a sec. What's that one tool you have right now that costs absolutely nothing but has the biggest possible impact on your students' learning? You got it. It's the right question. It's not the fancy new tech. It's not some expensive curriculum. It's simply asking the right question at exactly the right time. It's the engine of instruction, really, the key that unlocks everything. Okay, so to kick things off, let's get into the fundamentals. Why are questions so darn powerful anyway? Like, what is actually happening in a student's brain when we ask a really good question? Well, it really boils down to three big things. First, a great question is a hook, right? It just grabs a student's curiosity and gets them leaning in. Second, it's like an instant dipstick for understanding. You know right away what's sticking. And third, and this is my favorite part, it elevates their thinking from just remembering stuff to actually analyzing and evaluating ideas. And think about how efficient this is. You don't have to wait for the quiz or the big test. A well-placed question is your assessment, right there, in real time. It's the fastest way to know, okay, they've got this, we can move on, or maybe we need to back up and look at this again. So we know why questions are so important, but now let's get into the nitty-gritty. How do we actually ask them in a way that gets the best results? This is where it becomes an art form. The absolute first key is to aim high. We want push beyond those simple memory recall questions. I mean, are we just asking kids to spit back a fact they memorized? Or are we asking them to analyze something, to evaluate, to create? The real goal here is to get them thinking, not just, repeating. Okay, here is a classic mistake. We've all done it. You ask this amazing, thought-provoking question, and you're met with silence. It gets a little awkward. And what do? We jump in and answer it ourselves. You have to fight that urge. You've got to embrace the pause. That little bit of wait time is so crucial for students to actually process what you asked and come up with a real answer. Now here's another super simple but really powerful shift in how you do things. See, if you say, Anthony, what were the causes of WWI? Guess what happens? Every other student in the room just checked out. They know the question's not for them. But if you ask the question to the whole class first, pause for a second, and then say, Anthony, every single brain in that room is switched on because they all thought, oh, it might be me. All right, let's pull all this together into a practical toolkit you can use. Think of these as different strategies and question types you can start playing with in your classroom, like tomorrow. You've got different tools for different jobs, right? Managerial questions are great for guiding students down a specific path. A rhetorical question can really land a big point. You use your open questions to get those awesome, rich discussions going, and your closed questions are perfect for a quick check. Do they remember this date? Using a mix of all of these is really the secret sauce. Now, if there's one superpower tool in this kit, it's the probing question. And listen, this is not about trying to trip a student up or show they're wrong. It's about taking their first answer and saying yes, and. It's that follow-up question that challenges them to go one step deeper, to really expand on their thinking. Let's look at an example. A base question might be, what plants are in the desert? Fine, that's a recall question. But the magic, the real learning, happens with that probing follow-up. That's right. Why do you think those plants can survive there? See that? That one little word, why, completely changes the game. Now the student isn't just remembering, they're analyzing. And finally, just a few quick pro tips to round out your toolkit. Randomly calling on students is a great way to keep everyone engaged. For your quieter kids, an online discussion forum can be a fantastic, lower-stakes way for them to share their ideas. And of course, always be mindful. For a student with real anxiety, putting them on the spot can do more harm than good. The goal is always a safe, inclusive classroom where everyone feels they can think out loud. So at the end of the day, just remember this. Your questions aren't just questions. They are the very tools you use to build the minds in your classroom. They literally shape how your students learn to think. So my question to you is, what will you ask tomorrow?